What's up, Africa? Welcome again to Fuse TV, and this is another edition of Banter. And today I get to chill with one amazing, beautiful lady by the name Nadia, exclusive, hailing all the way from Kenya, the lakeside of Kenya. How are you, Nadia?
I'm okay.
Welcome to the Banter.
Thank you so much.
Are you feeling excited?
Very.
First of all, why exclusive? Is there something you're trying to exclude out of your life, or what's going on? What's with the exclusive?
It's because I believe I'm very different in terms of everything, my style and my music, mostly because I use poetry even when writing my own songs. So the reason I chose Nadia exclusive was because I believe I'm very exclusive, very different. Yeah.
Ain't we all though? Someone can argue that isn't everyone exclusive?
Yeah, mine, not so many people use poetry the right way. There is the freelance poetry, which is Mashairi Huru. Mine is the ones that follow the rules of poetry. So I believe that makes it exclusive.
Interesting. So what genre can you put your music in? Is it like poetic flow, which is kind of neo soul, or what genre is your music?
I try to call it Afro Swahili urban because it's when you talk of Swahili, my AKA is Swahili poet. So I try to call it Afro Swahili urban because it's fused with the urban genre. This is the urban times, and also with so much Swahili, and yeah, that's why I call it Afro Swahili.
Interesting. Why that type of music? Did you feel like this is a kind of a void that you need to fill, or why did you decide that this is the kind of music that I want to put out?
This is because first, I believe when you're doing something, you have to do it according to your personality. Like normally, if someone knows me very well, I'm a chilled out kind of chick. Sometimes I'm kind of quiet. I'm gonna choose to go with kinda because if some people know me too much, I'm like, oh, they're really very quiet. But so my personality is chilled out. So the reason I choose poetry is something that talks to the soul. So that's why I did that kind of music.
Oh, interesting. Can you consider yourself a conscious artist?
Yeah, because when you talk of conscience, it's things that people relate to, like the daily basis, even in terms of love and also in terms of current issues. I have a song I've written, it's yet to be released, it's known as Sirahisi. It's very much conscious because it talks about the things we go through as upcoming artists. So I believe my music is conscious. Yeah.
That right there is Nadia, and when we come back we will get to know more about Nadia and get to know what's the inspiration behind Kesi, Baroya Siri, which I definitely want to know, and I guess you guys also want to know, so tune in. Nadia,
yes.
How old are you?
I'm 20 years old.
For a 20-year-old,
yeah.
Turning 21.
Yeah.
What possible cases would you have with the world?
KSC was nothing personal. I don't know why most people think it's personal. It was just poetry. I was actually in Kwanosha Vyombo. Then I just decided to, started writing things in my head, and I rushed, took my phone and recorded it. And that's how it started about. Okay,
if it came from a soul point of view, then that means it's something that you have felt inside you.
No, by that time I had just broken up. And it's a positive song, so it's not like really something personal.
So it was just, the inspiration was
just things I see, things I felt, but not really very personal. Yeah, it's not very personal.
Interesting. Baroya Siri?
No, that's personal.
Yes. Please tell us what's with the secrecy, or what's with the Baro, and who was the letter being addressed to?
Actually, I wrote the song immediately after high school, but then I'm a third year. So there's this guy.
There's always a guy, guys. There's always a guy.
Yeah, so this guy I used to like, but then he's not from Coast. I played with words, so he's not like really from Coast. But the song is about Chule wa Mombasani and stuff. So I just wrote the song about how I felt. I was still like new in music, and you just write because that moment you feel what you want to write.
Okay.
So, that one was personal.
Do you feel like the message was sent across to the person?
Yes, because they know, but then we didn't make it. Because when you realize or you get to know someone, sometimes you're not like compatible with something, so you're not like really. So we're just very good friends. Very good friends.
So I'm guessing from from the next track, Maendeleo, we are moving upwards, or are we still going back, writing letters?
No, we're going upwards. It's a song that advocates for peace. That especially during this time where it's political, you know, there's a lot of political atmosphere. So it's just about politics and stuff, preaching peace from one end to another.
What are your expectations as a 20-year-old joining the music industry? What are you bringing to the table that is different in terms of entertainment?
My style, you know, I'm very petite, but then my style is like kind of stands out wherever I go. Like someone's like, oh, she's very small, but then her style is like very different. My hairstyles, I have crazy hairstyles. Sometimes it's simple but kind of crazy. Also in terms of poetry of my music, like so many, you know, entertainment is different. It's so many things. So in terms of my style, my content, which is poetry, I try to focus so much on content. Like I don't sing things that don't have sense. So yeah, I think that's what
We've seen you having good mileage in Kenya in terms of your art and your creativity. You were last in the biggest platform ever, the Safaricom Blaze. So what does it mean for you as an artist? Like you're this young and you're starting, and all of a sudden everyone has eyes on you. Like, does it change who you are as a person, or what do you think about it?
I just say first I'm humble because, you know, my music is being received so well because I've done a couple of good stuff. For instance, to mention, I'm in a competition right now. It's known as Jenga Talanta, sponsored by Rachel Shebesh, and I was a winner of Langata constituency. So I think it's something great that people are appreciating what I have. Like, you know, sometimes I always say this is kind of different, but I always say that, you know, good things come in small package. So I believe that people are really appreciating, and I'm humble.
Amazing, amazing. So what's in store for Nadia? Like, what should we expect? Come, say, the next few months, few years, decades? What's in store?
A very good video that I'm working on, and a very good song that's very well written. I've tested it, like the road test. So we go perform somewhere and the acceptance is good. So I'm really working on a very good song, and yeah, hopefully future collabs.
Future collabs. Who would you love to collab with in Africa? Let's start with Kenya. In Kenya,
I really love Nyashinsky.
Oh,
because of his flow. It's really so good, out of the ordinary. And in Nigeria, for instance, like in West Africa at large, Whiskey, I love his, you know, I really love his kind of music. Abroad, someone chilled out, like Ariana Grande or someone, yeah.
Lastly, as an artist, why do you think, what's the problem with Kenyan music industry? Why is it that the Kenyan audience is not buying the art? Why do you think the Kenyan audience is not buying the Kenyan music? Because as far as we are concerned, in Uganda you can define a sound, in Tanzania you call it bongo, in the West you call it nature. Like, how can we do, what's the difference between these other countries, and why is it that we are not buying our own music?
First, I would start with the 40% play. The music supposed, or the content in Kenya is supposed to be played at 40. But in Kenya you find that at times it's even less than that. I think the channel that is used to take music out there is the one that is wrong. Like, you find that in SA they play the music so much in their country. You find in Kenya that we praise outside that our own. So if you play in a radio so much of outside, people are going to listen to that. And you find that even they play the work music, they forget that there's good music out here, like amongst the people. So I just think the medium to the people is what is wrong.
So as an artist, now that you've seen that, what are you doing with your music to reach many people? Yeah. What are you doing about it, and how can many other people reach you, or the mediums that you're using to promote your music?
First, something that I always say to myself is that there's a quote that says, when you start to climb a tree, you start from the bottom. So I go back to the basics. Like, you have to let even those people near you, the shopkeeper in the neighborhood, has to know that you're a singer. You just don't expect someone in somewhere like Bondo to know that you're an artist, and the people around you don't know you're an artist. So it's the basics. If it's a local event, I have to attend. If it's an event in Mombasa, I have to go. You just start with the basics. Yeah,
that was Nadia, and all she had to say was you have to start with the basics.